can do to help in terms of child development. Enjoy this piece, and we will be right back.
Hello viewers, it's Tisha Galinko on ARTV. I am meeting with Juliet. On this segment of the program, we're discussing communal responsibilities and child development. First of all, I'd like to introduce my guest. Please, I can tell us your name and what you do for a living.
Okay, I'm Agie Muhammad Agie, and I work with LITSAM Youth Awareness Initiative as the Programs Director.
Okay, that's nice. Okay, please, I would like to ask, since we'll be discussing communal responsibility and child development, please, what's your take on communal responsibility and child development?
Okay, communal responsibility is about collective responsibility that we all have to respect that, okay, we have to do this thing. If we don't do it, nobody will do it for us. It's okay if some people do it on behalf of everybody, but if nobody does it, then there will be what we call a communal guilt. Everybody becomes guilty, and there's always a repercussion when we abandon or neglect what we're supposed to do. That's collective responsibility as different from individual responsibility. Now, when you talk about child development, it is that process through which a child progresses biologically, psychologically, emotionally. Changes in size, changes in the way they learn, changes in the way they perceive things, and so on and so forth. That is what we call development.
Okay, that's right. That's nice. Okay, Sam, some of our viewers want to know, how does communal responsibility to do with the children, a child? So how does it relate to, how does it affect the children?
In life, people learn from cradle to grave. From the time we're born till the time we'll die, we'll learn. But children learn more, and they learn from the elders they see within their community. So as children are trying to learn, if we don't pass the right knowledge to them, they get the wrong knowledge. And that's how it affects each other. So we must be guides to them that will lead them on the positive path, or else they will go the wrong way.
Okay, that's nice, sir. Okay, so sir, please, I would like to know, because our viewers also want to ask you, what are the repercussions of neglecting communal responsibilities?
Now, when we neglect communal responsibility, we are actually leaving the future to destroy, because children are the leaders of the future. And when you don't give them the necessary knowledge they need that will make them become good leaders in the future, then you are telling the whole nation that the future is not secured at all. And that's why we must never neglect communal responsibilities. Most of us today are thankful that our parents treated us well. They didn't leave us to actually suffer or learn from the streets. When your parents are not around, elders around can tell you what to do. They can discipline you when you do something that is wrong. That way you become an upright person. But today our problem is we live a kind of I don't care life. Nobody wants to be concerned about what happens to that child. Some people are scared. You might try to correct a child and the parents just come and they attack you. Why? Who asked you? Did I send you? And so on and so forth. So these are some of the things that make some people actually not want to interfere in the life of others, but it is wrong. We all must wake up and do what is right for the future to be better.
That's nice, sir. Okay, so I would like to also ask, every child has a different way of learning and acquiring skills.
That's true.
So how do you think children learn and develop themselves?
Okay, in life, different people have different ways they learn, and at times some people combine one or more styles of learning. There are some children that learn from what they see. We call them visual learners. Yes. Whenever they see something, immediately you see them picking that thing up. There are some children that when they see something, they don't pick up. But when they hear, they pick up on that thing. That's because they are oral learners. They learn through what they hear, like audio. So that's what matters to them. There are some types of children that the way they learn is by getting involved in something. When they do it practically, then they get to learn from it. We call those type of people kinesthetic learners. They learn by motion, by involving in something. That's the only way they get to know that thing without forgetting it. And that's why we must understand that everybody does not learn the same way. So we must be very careful. What we say, what we do, we must always be ambassadors that will do what is right. Because You might think that this child does not see me, but because he has heard you,
Yeah,
he learns
that's
from that
right.
thing, and then you're spoiling that child for the future. And one problem with spoiling a child or giving a child wrong knowledge is you're not just affecting that child. That child will go out and play with other
Yes,
children.
yes,
He will
exactly.
pass the same thing to other
other
children.
children.
That's what we call peer influence. So at the end of the day, you are spoiling a lot of people by multiplier effects. And so
That's right,
that's
sir.
why we have to be very careful about what we do, what we say within the community.
Okay, that's right, sir. I support what you just said. So, sir, in a closing remark, can you just give us what you think, what are the benefits attached to communal responsibilities and in child development?
Okay, one of the benefits is to boost the confidence of the child so that the child will be able to acquire what he or she has aspired or what he or she desired. When you feel like you want to achieve something and you get the necessary support and necessary knowledge, it becomes easier for you to attain that thing.
Yes.
But if you don't get what is necessary, the atmosphere is not conducive, the people that are supposed to put you through are not doing it the right way, then that child won't be of benefit to the community. And if children are good, then it means that we're going to have a nation that will be in peace for a very long time to come. Nobody will come and start fighting. Intercommunal clashes and so on and so forth will not occur because those children have learned what is right and they know what they're supposed to do, rather than what we are having now. It is our nonchalance that is causing all this killing up and down that we're having today. Because when one person starts it, instead of the others to stop that person, we refuse. We keep quiet and say, I don't want trouble. And then at the end of it, the trouble becomes bigger than we can control.
Okay, that's nice, sir. Okay, sir, so I think that's all for today. Thank you so much, sir, for your time. It's been a pleasure having you here. Okay, so right now we turn back to other segments of the program. Thank you. I remain Idime David Juliet.
Thank you.